Hey everybody, I want to talk about vision boards. It's a subject that's come up a lot lately. I even did, I put a video up on a team page, a Facebook group that I have. It has about 9,000 members, I think it is, sharing a little bit about why they're going to fail and why they don't work. Okay? Now let me explain myself. The reason vision boards don't work is because we say, I want big muscles, I want the island, I want the car, I want the money, I want whatever, the house. Those are super generalisms. People say, oh, no, not me. I want this. Not yet. You hear me. It's just these general things that people say they want. And so they'll go open up a magazine, they'll cut out pictures, or they'll take screenshots on their phone, and they'll stick it up, then they'll just stare at it. I'm telling you, that's a sure way for them to do nothing but just be another image in your mind or another action that you do that has empty or very little power in it. The way to have a vision board, have traction, right? To really matter, to really have power in it, is to get extraordinarily specific with it. All right? You say, oh, I want a new car. What is the color? What is the brand? What does the interior look like? What engine option is it? What options are on it? Find it and get lots of pictures of it so specific that you see yourself in there driving it. As a matter of fact, then you should go and actually drive one. Whether you think you can afford it or not, go drive it. Get in it. Smell the interior. Feel the emotion of the way the car drives. Then when you look at the pictures, you won't be disconnected from them. And suddenly, you'll go out into your driveway, you'll look in your garage, and you'll see the car there in your mind. That starts to have tremendous power because it shoves all of the noise away and it says, you know what? I want that. It's not about wants. It's as much as it is about targeting something very, very specifically. And that is what you anchor yourself to. And of course, God's given us tremendous power. We've been given huge creative ability in our words, in our imagination, to do anything. And when that's harnessed right, there's really nothing you can't accomplish. Same with the house. You say, oh, we need a house. Okay. Needs, we need a bigger house. Needs are not always the best motivator, because all of you and me need to do a lot of things. And we could give the lists. But need is not the motivator. It's what do you want? What do you want? People say, and then there's always comments, oh, you're saying, and you know what? Then keep doing what you're doing. I'm not going to dialogue about it. I know what's happened in our life, and it's been extraordinary. And I know what's happened in thousands of other lives, and it's been extraordinary. So I'm just not going to debate about it. But I'll tell you, for those of you that are understanding what I'm saying, be so specific with it. I want a house with this many square foot. The driveway to look like this. When you pull up the driveway and you come up, I want a water fountain in the middle. When I open up the foyer and I go in the foyer, I see through the living room. Maybe you see a pool, and then you see the intercoastal, and maybe you see palm trees. Right? What color are the walls? What color is the furniture? Get real specific. The reason that people are terrified to do this stuff is because they already believe that it's not going to happen. So they don't even venture that direction. They don't even try to dream and imagine. My little girl, well, all the kids do, but the littlest ones, 24/7 she's creating something. 24/7. Her big thing is she likes to make beautifully advanced colors of Play-Doh and mix them together and I got the hiccups, and makes all kinds of beautiful little dresses for her dolls and for her toys. She loves it. She's always painting pictures. She's always making cards. She's always making coupon books. She's always writing little love letters to all of us. She's always getting gifts and creating things for her friends. She's always doing something creative, and it brings so much joy to her. And crazy thing, she has designed homes since she was little. She would do gigantic drawings of a house, all the rooms and everything in them, on these giant whiteboard, the giant whiteboard I used to have in my office. Then She'll draw it on paper. She'll say, I did this and then I added this and here's a modification. And she can explain it to you. She could be asleep. I could elbow her and she could tell you exactly what was in that house, what it looked like, the colors of the rooms and everything. It's incredibly powerful. As a matter of fact, she's cataloging all of her pictures and all the things that she does with her Play-Doh and all the things she's doing with her little Barbies and all the things she's doing. And she goes, when I am older, I will do an exact replica of what I've drawn as a kid. She told me this morning, that the stuff that I'm doing now as a kid, I'm going to do the real thing when I grow up. And I doubt she's going to wait till she grows up to do it. So that creativity that we've just become masters of being realistic. Well, you got to be realistic. You got to be realistic. Well, you got to do this. I mean, the real world, blah, 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 all of the trash that has smashed all of that beautiful creativity when we were kids. By the time you're 10, 11, 12, the attitude starts to change. 13, people say it's about being teenagers. No, it's not. It's not about being a teenager hormones. It's about, let me just say it, it's about sin. They've seen too much. They've tried too much. They've had too many conversations that are horrific. They've listened to too many broken people share broken things that lure them in all of these different temptations. And you see this darkness come over kids. And by the time they're 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, they've done what 100 lifetimes should never have done by the time they're 20. No wonder they step into life broken, because all of that innocence and all that creativity is, look at the world right now. It always wants to destroy innocence. It always wants to destroy creativity. If that is you, if you've been there, seen too much, done too much, jaded, your heart's been smashed 1,000 times, it terrifies you to dream. It terrifies you to go to nice places or look at nice things or imagine yourself in a healthy situation or any of that stuff. I dare you to be brave and realize that if you, many times the victories in realizing it's possible. For instance, many of you know I have been in the home base, I've worked for myself in a home base business for 3 decades, right? Been in a few companies, and the latest one I've been in 15 and a half years. 15 years. And it's given us a tremendous life, a tremendous life. And we've helped a lot of people get there. But the crazy thing about it is, when I was growing up, right, we had a lot of lack, a lot of loss, a lot of sickness, a lot of financial calamity, a lot of emotional calamity, a lot of spiritual calamity, all kinds of stuff growing up. And so I still have people, family members, friends that knew me as a kid. They say it's an absolute miracle that you're alive today, or that you have your right mind, or that you are not crazy. And I say, well, you know, you're right. I mean, life was crazy back then. It was crazy. But I don't have memory of it. I don't have, it's not in me. I don't wear it. It's if I ever share my story, whatever that is, right? Whatever part of it that is, I don't connect with it. Because you know you're delivered, you know you're set free. If you can't even manufacture the emotions, if you tried with every bit of might in your mind, even if somebody showed you a movie of you in that situation or circumstance and they played it for you, you cannot even identify yourself there. That's beautiful, and that's true deliverance. And actually, that's the only God can do that. And I tell people, well, it is truly the Lord that had set me free from all of the noise and put my feet on solid ground. So I always say he gets the glory for that one, because I was just willing to say yes. But when it comes to a beautiful life or a beautiful future, let me get a sip of water. I'm getting a little throat dry. A lot of the people that have joined us in business over the years, you know, go to school, get good grades, so you can get a good job, so you can right? And 20 years into it, 25 years into it, they're like, you know what, I'm doing this, I have the stuff, but, you know, debt and the system of the world and the way things work, it just sucks the life of you to give you just enough to keep you, but never enough to actually take you anywhere. Remember that one. And we'll talk about, well, hey, have you considered working for yourself or whatever? And we'll present what we've done, right? Those of you that know we do, that's, we've done that over the years. And I have had this happen so many times. And this goes with spiritual stuff. This goes with health-related issues. This goes with relationships. I mean, one of the big ones is people look at Holly and my relationship, and they can't even imagine that people could live in a relationship like that because theirs is so far removed from the way that we live. And they've said, seeing you two gave me hope that it was even possible. I didn't even know it was possible, so it wasn't even something I tried for. I'm giving you major, powerful tools on this video. I mean it. Major, powerful. Same with business opportunities or whatever it is. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that there's something I can do that could potentially do this and this and this and change this part of our life if we just apply ourselves and follow the rule and be trainable and coachable and all? How come nobody ever told me that that was even an option? And I've had people get very upset, and rightfully so. Not mad at me, but incredibly indignant because they cannot believe that nobody told them it was even a possibility. They can't believe that a relationship that's worth anything is even a possibility, that financial freedom or whatever it is they're going after is even possible. They can't even imagine because nobody told them, because they were already told what the rules were. They were already told what the short list of options in life was. And that is the main reason that people have a hard time believing anything. By the way, for those of you that are sharing whatever it is you share in life and you're wondering why people aren't adopting it, it's because they've never even been presented that that's a possibility. And because it's not a possibility, based on that logic, you're immediately dismissed. Whatever it is you say, what you're talking about, what you're offering, or whatever. It's dismissed because it's too good to be true. And so I just want to encourage you on this video. You can absolutely shake off the noise, shake off the dust, and start even today, regardless of what age you are, what stage of life, what finances you have, what your relationship status is. You can start right now. I mean, I remember my wife's story is incredible, right? The way she was raised and everything that she was exposed to and all of the ugly in life. It's a miracle. It's a miracle she's alive, right? But she goes, God has so washed that from my mind, I don't even remember it, right? What a gift. What a gift. And you want that gift. And a gift is an offer unless it's received. Won't you receive that gift? Don't let it maintain and remain. Don't let it remain just an offer. But at the worst time in her life, well, there was lots of worst times, she'll tell you, right? But she gets this one particular night, she was on her way home and she pulls over, puts her hands on the steering wheel, puts her head down, says, Jesus, God, whoever you are, I can't do this anymore. I need you to change my life. See, up until that point, that was never even a possibility. So she just kept on trying harder in the soup, in the quicksand of striving more, and all you do is bury yourself deeper. And then all the ugly tries to violate and emotionally violate and depress and hurt and crisis and all the stuff that tries to come up, right? Jesus, God, whoever you are. That was literally her prayer. It wasn't even a prayer. It was I'm slumped over the steering wheel in desperation right now. Whoever you are, I need you to do something in my life. And then she got herself together and drove home. I met her the next day at about 11 o'clock in the morning at McDonald's. And if you know my story, I showed up at that McDonald's because I was I had huge expectation. I was at such a place where I knew that I was about to meet my wife. Just say it like that, because that's what it was. I was so expectant that I found myself going, why do I feel like I'm about to meet the person? And then I found a friend of mine. We were talking. He says, come over to the house. We watched amazing videos on faith that night. And he gave me, next day, I just crashed on his couch and then woke up the next day. I had my motorcycle. I had a, what did I have that time? I had what did I have? I had an R6. I had an R6. So any motorcycle people, I had a blue R6, a Yamaha R6, and a race bike. And so I got on my R6. He goes, hey man, hey. I was about to leave his driveway. He goes, hey, and he's reaching his pockets and he goes, do you ever go to McDonald's? Hold on. And he pulls out his wallet and there's a little coupon in there for a quarter pounder meal at McDonald's. I said, yeah, totally. So I took it, put it in my pocket. The next day at about 10:58 or 57, I'm on the other side of the mall. Hunger hits me. Wow. It's low on cash, low on gas on my motorcycle. You know, wasn't the ideal time in my life either. And I said, I have that coupon. I reached in, it was still, you know, still in my pocket. And so I got it out, drove to McDonald's, and the wheels of my motorcycle came to the curb of the road the exact same time the wheels of Holly's car came to the curb of the road. And I put my brakes on, let her go by. And I'll tell you the rest of the story one day, but I just began to shake. Literally started shaking. I said, I don't know who's in that car, but I need to know who's in that car. And it was so overwhelming. I literally backed up by the drive-through window. I remember waiting to see this person get out. And when she got out, went to McDonald's, I went in, and we never spent a moment apart since then. Got married 6 months to the hour later. God radically changed her life. She surrendered her heart to the Lord soon after we met. Radically changed her whole life. Got just completely delivered and set free of everything. And the unity between the two of us literally set into motion so many beautiful things. She wasn't her circumstances. I was not my circumstances. We were wrapped up in circumstances, but we were bigger than that. And sometimes just that little gleam of hope, that little, you pop out of the hole and you take a breath. Sometimes those moments, it's all it takes for the tectonic plates of God to move and change your entire life. So if you're on this video watching me, if you're watching this video, I challenge you, surrender. Surrender to Jesus. I'm telling you, that's the answer to everything. You take the veneer away. Make sure, I've got to get on a call in a minute. I got to end this video. You take the veneer away and ask him to come into your life. I need you. I can't do this anymore. I've sinned. I know you paid the price. I know you died. I know you rose again. I know you did it for me. You did it for me. I trust you. I ask you to come into my heart. Forgive me. Change my life. I can't do it. I need you. And he will rush into that and change everything. I can't wait to hear what happened, because some of you, this video will be the beginning of the rest of your life changing. How do I know that? Because it happened to me, happened to my wife, happened to my children, happened to just about everybody we know. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Message me. I want to hear. Comment below. Blessings.